Well, hello and welcome back, as always, to my channel. So, my name is Michael, and today we are in Arsley at a place called Church Farm, which I've been to a few times, and it's a paid campsite. They've got a little woodland where you can pay £16 today, was 16 quid, and come and use their woods. Yeah, so here we are, Arsley. So the plan was to do like a long-term revisit of a tent I've been using, which is the Forclaz lightweight hiking tent from Decathlon. So I will be getting that out, but not just yet. I'm going to see how the weather goes. Hopefully it will start to, the rain will cease, hopefully. Failing that, we're just going to have to get wet. But I was going to do like a setup video and then like kind of a walkthrough and how it's faring up, because I've had it now for quite a few years. I thought now would be a good time to do a revisit, so we'll see how we get on with that. Right now I think the best thing to do is get my chair out, get a fire on, get warmed up a little bit, and then just start kind of going from there. And if all else fails, it's just going to be a bit of a chill out with me in the woods, listening to the animals and eating some food, and that's it. Cool. As always, thanks very much for joining me on my adventures, and I hope you enjoy this one. Alright, I don't think the rain's gonna shift anytime soon, so let's get this tent set up now before it gets a bit too dark. So the tent in question is the Forclaz one person MT900 trekking tent. It weighs in a total of 1300 grams. This is without the ground sheet that comes separately, and it's a one-person tent. It's almost kind of coffin-esque style, so it's quite narrow, but there is a little bit of a vestibule to put your gear, and then the height is they say 95 centimeters. That's more the external rather than the inner. It's a little bit tighter than that. Your head does just brush on the top, but it is designed as a one-person trekking tent. It's not supposed to be anything more than that. So I do have the inner ground sheet as well, the extra ground sheet, protective ground sheet, you can call it what you want, don't really know the name of it. So I'm going to put that down first, and then we'll build the tent on top of that. I always recommend you use any ground sheet, just because it protects your equipment. These tents are really expensive. This one retails at just shy of £100, I think it is, give or take, maybe a little bit over 110. I bought it in Thailand, so I paid 5,000, I think. So yeah, a little over £100. Okay, I'm actually going to put the entrance facing the field, just so it's something nice to see when I wake up, because the other side of me is just the woods. And on my ground sheet, I've even put a little arrow showing where the door is. Tell you what we'll do, let's set a stopwatch and we'll see actually how long it takes to put it together, and then I'll run it as a time lapse, and then I'll come back and we can see how long it takes. Right, it's proper dark now. So it's going to be floodlight lit camera setup. So the focus of this video is about that tent. It's not about being out in the wild, because we're on a campground. So I'm going to focus just on that. So what I'm going to do when I do go to bed is, I haven't set up my bedding yet. I'm going to set it up while I'm in the tent and just see how practical that really is. So I've got a foam mat, I've got a an air mattress to go on top. So I've got like a simple foam to go on the bottom, then I've got the air mattress on that, then obviously I've got my sleeping bag, and I've got a blanket as well, and I've got a pillow. So I've put them all in the tent now, but I haven't set anything up. So what we'll do is we're actually going to record just how practical it is to get into a one-person tent wearing my coat and setting up my bedding and then kind of getting into bed. How, you know, we all see these lovely set up tents, but are they really practical in extreme weather? If it was raining like it is now and you don't want to have the door open and kneel on your mat setting up your bedding. So yeah, let's do that. All right, so I'm going to enjoy the evening. As always, got a couple of beers. I've got Wingman, those that know. I've got some food. I've just got a simple chili, nothing exciting, and I'm going to have a fire as well. So I'm going to come back to you when I go to bed. Enjoy the rest of the video. Later. Alright, so let's see what it's like to set up your tent, in the tent, while it's raining. So I've got all my bed in here, got a roll mat, I've got my air mat, I've got a sleeping bag, and I've also got a fleece in there as well, like a fleece little blankie thing. And then I've got my possibles bag right there as well. So first things first, we need to get inside. So I suppose the best thing to do would be to lay out your roll mat, because that's by far the most cumbersome. And then we can sit on that and not get a cold bum. Alright. There's plenty of room for your boots. You've got to be quick, obviously, if it's raining. Thankfully, the rain has eased off a wee bit. But the forecast is showing rain for the rest of the night. I also use one of those little foot mats as well, or one of those kneeling mats, you know, that you might sit on. But it's a good idea not to leave it outside the tent because the water can run inside. Okay, so I'm inside now. There is a couple of little meshes at the top to throw your gear. So we're going to go with the air mattress. With these little baggies, I tend to just leave them at the far end there. This is a self-inflator from Aldi's. It's their Adventure Ridge brand. It's a 3/4 length. Now we can sit on it. Okay, so we've got foam mat and air mattress. Just going to try and straighten everything up. Okay. Then we're going to go sleeping bag. So my trousers are a little bit damp, so obviously I don't want to sleep in my trousers. So I've got some tracky bees there to throw on, and I've also got a woolly hat, which is a bit more comfortable, Then my cap there, my cap is equally, it's a little bit damp. It's not the end of the world. Also we have my pillow, and we have a flannel, that's to wipe the tent over in the morning. And we also have a sleeping bag. Again, with these sort of things, they're really expensive. It's a good idea to try and keep them dry, protect them as much as you can, look after them, and then they will look after you. The old cliche is. This sleeping bag is again a decathlon. It's the Forclaz again, it's the same brand, it's the same colours as well, ironically. It weighs in at, I didn't bring my glasses in with me. It weighs in at 945 grams, so a little shy of a kilo there. It is the 0 degree comfort range, and this, I bought the large version, so the smaller version does weigh a little bit less. Temperature ranges, it is comfort 0 and it is limited to -5. It's a down bag, it's a mummy style down bag, and it also has a foot box at the end, which is really nice. Keeps your feet kind of warm but not crushed. The red bit goes at the top like so, and then we have a hood. And then along with that I also have this, it's actually an inner liner, a fleecy inner liner. You can use it as an inner liner or you can use it as a blanket. You can open it up fully or throw it over yourself like a blanket, it's really up to you. I use it as a blanket because I don't have that much space in the bag. I don't want to like squeeze myself into the bag, so I prefer to use it in a liner as a blanket. Sorry. So what I do is it's got a double zip, so I undo the zip just until the end, and then I throw that part over my feet when it's inside the bag, so they will then cover up my feet, and then I wrap the rest of it over me like it's like a blanket. Brilliant stuff. All right, I'm gonna get changed and then I'm gonna get into bed, and we'll bring you back. And there we are, all snuggled up in my sleeping bag. So the primary reason that I chose this tent over its competitors was the warranty. It's a 5-year warranty on this tent, and you can also buy spares. You can buy the inner as a spare, and you can buy all the poles as a spare as well, so you don't have to invest in a whole new tent, which I think is really, really good. The other tent I was looking at is the OEX Fox one, and I was sold on this purely for the warranty. Size wise I think they're very similar. I've looked at the Fox one, it's a little bit lower. You can't sit up in the Fox one like you can with this. It's plenty of height, you know. I've got a little bit of head brush, not a great deal. Length wise it's more than long enough. As I say, I've got me trousers and my jumper down that end, and then I've got all the bags and the sacks, got stuff down this end. There is the vestibule. If we open it up, so there's the vestibule. It's actually sealed along the side there, so you've got the ground sheet, and then you've got the built-in ground sheet of the tent in itself, and then that clips so it keeps the rain away. So I haven't got anything in here at the moment because everything's in the car, but you can see there's plenty of space for your backpack. And then so here we have the door, and at the moment I've got my boots here. You could leave your boots in the vestibule. Vestibule? I'm saying that wrong, aren't I? I sound like a sausage. You could, at a pinch, if you've got a very low stove, maybe a Trangier style stove, you could boil your water in it. It's not something I'm keen to do, but you know, at an absolute push you could do that. There's no reason why not. Then we've got the mesh. So it is a 3-season tent. lots and lots of venting. The rooftop vents I've closed, so they're okay, and there is a big gap between the floor and the tent, so any draft will come in. So it's a free season, not extreme, you know, you're not going to take it out in the extreme weathers, but it is a good super lightweight tent. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna go sleep. If anything exciting happens, I'll come back. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Good night all. Well, good morning. It is 9 o'clock and it's really warm inside my sleeping bag, and I really don't want to get out. It's quite noisy on the farm. Lots of birds squawking throughout the night and other weird and wonderful creatures. But I slept okay. And the tent survived. A little bit of condensation, but inside is nice and dry. Right, let's get up, get some breakfast and get this put down. So packing away tents can sometimes be just as much of a chore as putting them up in the first place. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to stick it on time lapse and I'll set a little stopwatch, and we'll see how long it takes me to take it all down and get it back into the bags as though I'm ready to leave. For reference, it took me 10 minutes to put it up. I could have probably done it a bit quicker. I was faffing around like you would do. So yeah, let's time lapse it and get it stripped down, and we'll see how long it takes. So there you have it, all wrapped up and ready to leave, and that took me just over 9 minutes total. Again, faffing about a bit, I wiped it all down with a cloth. Probably wouldn't normally do that if it was dry, obviously wouldn't need to do that. So you could probably give it 6 to 7 minutes. Also, I do like to put it up with the outer first, so that if it's raining, you put the inner in without the inner getting wet. In the summer you can do the outer first and it's a much quicker process, because once you've got the outer on, you can just throw over the fly sheet and then just peg it all down, and you know, it makes more sense. But trying to get inside and hook the inner to the frame, again it takes a bit more time. So just to finish off with my sort of long-term ownership of the Forclaz MT900 trekking tent, one person. Good buy. Definitely worth the money. If you've got more to spend, would you get more features? I don't know. Like, you need to go from 120-ish pounds, maybe you have to do that jump into the 300 pounds, 400 pounds before you start seeing, you know, more worthy tents, I think. When you look at how it compares to MSR and the likes, they use probably slightly better quality materials. But you know, the guys at Forclaz, they've done a good job on this one. So it's not budget by any respect. £120, a lot of money, let's be fair. You can buy it OEX for 50-60 quid with a membership. I think it's a great tent. Get yourself the ground sheet, save yourself the hassle of everything getting nice and dirty. This has been me and the Forclaz. Later. Oh, gotta do one of those. Alright, before we go though, we forgot to do the Povo Biscuit challenge, or Povo Biscuit tasting, not really sure what to call it. So we've got another seal bar, but this one's the original flavour, not the orange flavour. It's from Aldi's. Again, it's a mother-in-law's cabinet special, so big up the mother-in-law. Seal bar, supposed to be like a penguin. Also, I treated myself to a external mic, which is there. It's from a brand called Comica. It's the Comica external mic or clip-on mic. So we're giving that a go for the very first time. Forgot I had it in my bag, to be fair to you. So let me know what the sound is like on YouTube. Give me a bit of a thumbs up, a bit of a comment, a subscribe if you haven't done that already, and obviously, as always, share this with your mates. Right, let's get this open. I've got a cup of tea as well. I'm almost packed up, just got the top to go. Rustly, rustly. I'm not going to talk with my mouth full. You know what? It tastes like a chocolate bar. I can't remember the last time I had a penguin. And I'm not going to buy 6 just to find out. But it's good. All right, Aldi's, big thumbs up to you. I'm going to carry on, get finished off, and then we're going to bugger off home. And until next time, thanks as always for joining me on my videos. Later.